So, kicking off with our thoughts on the movie in general, I remember not seeing this thing until I got it on videotape, and I want to say it was probably close to New Year's. I think I was the only one that survived getting through it, too, and I'm like, yeah, this doesn't seem that good. Especially that last act with all the baby raptors. And I've always referred to them as baby raptors because it very quickly became apparent that Jurassic Park was a big feed on this one.
Hmm.
Um, some of the effects are good, some of the effects are bad. The practical effects are really good. The acting can be solid at times, but the writing is absolutely god awful. It's very apparent that whoever wrote this thing did not care for Godzilla, did not care for giant monsters, and just didn't like giant monster movies. So I'm not sure why they were even hired.
I can tell you why.
Because they made other spectacles and it was supposed to be a big blockbuster. I know.
Yeah, they made movies that made a lot of stupid money, and the TriStar did not want to hire a no name, and then said Emmerich's is a big name right now, so we gotta get him. Emmerich's like, no, I don't want to do it, and then they're like, we'll give you more money. They're like, okay,
We'll give you stupid money. You can do whatever you want. Okay, I'm gonna
yeah.
fucking ruin it.
That was the other thing was he was allowed to make Godzilla the way he wants to make it, and as I said, they say in multiple interviews they think all the things that make Godzilla Godzilla. They basically outright say they think it's stupid.
They stupid stripped it out and then left it on the
Yeah,
pile.
yeah,
Which is sad because also I would say that Matthew Broderick, the guy who's supposedly the main character, although I would argue that Philippe the French spy is actually more of a main character.
yeah.
Matthew
Yeah,
Broderick. Matthew Broderick is a damn good actor. I've seen him in plenty of good things. I love Lady Hawk
Oh,
in particular that he's in.
oh yeah, yeah. He is a good actor. It just this was not.
This is just not a very
It,
good film, and I think he got
I
suckered in somehow.
yeah. Well, not only that, he also has like one of the worst written characters in the movie.
Yeah, like I said, I
mm,
think he got suckered in somehow. Like maybe
oh,
they rewrote
oh,
him
uh,
after he saw the original script.
honestly, I think the actress that plays Audrey is worse. Nick is
I
slightly
said one.
just.
I said one of the worst. I didn't say he was the worst.
um,
Don't need to split hairs.
fair,
We'll split those later for you.
fair enough. Fair enough.
So speaking of which, splitting hairs, Junix, your final thoughts on this particular movie?
I admit, rewatching it, I almost gotta say, I almost would put this under my category of guilty pleasure of it's so bad it's good. Because there is a lot of things I like about it. I feel like if it just was called anything else,
Oh, I was
this
wondering.
honestly probably could have a far better fan base, or at least just a better people might at least tolerate it a little more. Because of the Godzilla name, it kind of taints it more or less. I mean, hell, Japan had to go literally went out of their way to revive Godzilla after dying in Destroya, um, just so they could try fix the damage with Godzilla 2000, even throwing a quote in it um, to
Yeah.
make fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now, yeah, CGI has definitely somewhat not aged well, but anything that's practical is top notch. Like anything time they had like you see the jaws through the walls or the claws,
Oh yeah.
and of course and
And
of
then, of
course
course,
any of
a
the
couple of the baby heads which came bursting through
yeah
doorways, and yeah,
yeah
people
that
smacking
looked
those
good.
away. Yeah.
Yeah, they look good. Um, Now back then maybe the CGI was a little more impressive, but obviously
Back then it
technology
would have
is
looked a little better, but it is definitely not aged well.
um plus they probably did go a little crazy, especially like you have 100 helicopters chasing Godzilla through the city. Um, that's the other thing. It's I feel like they might have made New York look bigger than it actually is, um, just so that they could fit the narrative of Godzilla is able to hide in it. Um, but outside of that, but even with the bad CGI, some of the cinematography looks really good still. Like either when the soldiers were on top of a tower and looking down and see Godzilla walking by, or just a lot of faraway shots of them staring at the monster from a distance, and maybe to a degree, maybe the close up of the Godzilla um, during that one scene. But when you're having like the big chases or all the baby Godzillas just in a big clutter,
Mm-hmm.
it does start looking a little bit muddy. I mean, the reason why the movie is always constantly at nighttime and it's constantly raining was to basically hide that factoid, which somewhat works and sometimes not. And
It worked better before HD was a thing.
yeah, I will say this: all the build up, minus the some of the bad jokes from Nick, um, all the build up from the beginning to up to Godzilla uh, appearance in New York, and even the first time it goes through it, when you barely get a good look at, and then up to when it comes out of the cement to go eat the fish. I feel like that is all really good build up. And then after that is when the most of the obvious, this is just your summer popcorn flick. Lots of action and bad right written characters, sadly, with the exception of a couple of good ones, John Reno and the guy who played Victor, um, Hank Zaria, I think is his name. Um,
And the mayor.
so, oh yeah, aka not Ebert, but eh, good, a decent monster flick. Terrible Godzilla. So that's my thoughts.
Okay, so then Ozzy.
This is a very mid movie
Mm.
that has a lot of fish. And you know what? And you know what? That's okay. That's okay.
That's
That's
okay.
that's okay.
A lot of the good parts about it,
Uh,
Ojunix already has specified.
yeah.
But I think a lot of those things, the things that were good about the movie, like a lot of the cinematography and stuff, shows that they could have made a good movie, but they chose not to make a good movie. They chose to make a
Mm,
bad movie instead for no reason.
mm,
I will say though, like I wouldn't say any of the music in this was terrible, but there was a lot of very clear trying to sound like something while not actually using that thing because it's a track they don't have the rights to use.
mm,
It's like, okay, you can't use the Godzilla theme. You know what you should have done? There is a lot of classical music that would fit that vibe that can't be copyrighted because it's public domain because it's so old.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if when he started coming out of the sea, they played Night on Bald Mountain?
Oh.
You know
mm.
the dun 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 dun. That would have been fucking amazing.
That would have actually been pretty solid, yeah. And then the first actual full appearance. Dun 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 dun
Yeah,
dun
because
dun
it's
dun.
terrifying. It has a similar vibe to what the actual
The actual
Godzilla theme
Japanese
did,
theme, yeah.
but they don't need to have permission to use it.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of other stuff like that. Like I honestly think that like if you're trying to go for a certain vibe and you can't get an actual solid composer to make a new piece for you, use classical music. It works so well. Because remember, I also commented when they were escaping, the not Indiana Jones theme started playing as he was shooting down the chandeliers to get the baby dinos out of the way. But yeah, it's just it's a I almost said a game. It's a movie that has some likable side characters,
It's a very likable.
some unlikable main characters, and a very very mid plot.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much covers all of that. So
Which
I
sad to say actually makes it better than a lot of more recent movies.
still doesn't make it very good though.
No, it's just
um,
it's just okay instead of terrible.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Um, So favorite scene, I guess. Let's actually start with Ozzy on this one.
Fuck me. Um, probably anytime French agent Philippe opened his mouth is probably my favorite scene. Most of his dialogue were my favorite moments, and just constantly bitching about American
Oh,
coffee,
yeah.
just, then just randomly talking like Elvis Presley while trying to sound American.
I mean, whatever works, works.
Yeah, that
Col-
was
uh,
though that was really the only thing I. But some of the not Ebert lines made me laugh as well. Um, but other than that, like I can't think of like because honestly, I didn't like any of the action scenes in the whole movie. I just didn't. Like some of the camera shots are nice, but the actual action itself to me was always just stupid. Like the, the people cannot hit this giant monster. It's like are they all stormtroopers? Like what is
Yes.
going on?
There it is. I keep trying to figure out what it was called again. I keep losing track. Um, you know what I liked that when they actually would do it on screen for this movie is whenever they borrowed from the Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, because that's what this movie actually should have been.
yeah.
Matter of fact, they actually had a prime opportunity to literally copy one of the scenes from the original movie, and they actually skipped it. So that's a boo and a shame. The whole
That's
scene where there's actually a cop shooting at the monster from beside a car, and then you literally see the officer get grabbed by the arm and just hoisted up into the air, being attacked by a stop motion lizard.
uh,
But yeah, the Beast from 20,000 Fathoms is the one I keep trying to think of, and I keep forgetting the name, which also did
Yeah.
inspire Godzilla. Funny enough, too, among other things.
Yeah, that it did. So it's almost a shame. This could literally have been a complete, a whole circle of, could have been a remake of that, but we rather call it Godzilla, which maybe to agree that could have been a clever idea of both of the things being one, but it only if that was done by a better director.
Yeah. Yeah, if the director would have actually had some sense in his head, he would have gone, you know what, I don't like Godzilla, but Beast from 20,000 Fathoms.
Considering that the Roland Emmerich, his whole biography is literally just all a bunch of movies that literally just have everything exploding or uh, breaking,
I mean,
crashing,
that's the majority of the
destroying.
movie after the lizard appears. It's it literally it going through.
Yeah,
I think it was New York at the time, just smashing
yeah,
everything, grabbing up people, and running around. I
yeah,
don't remember if there's any plot to the movie. I just know that the big draw was the special effects stop motion
yeah,
lizard that just goes plowing through town.
yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Day After Tomorrow, 10,000 BC, 2012. Um, Moonfall. Oh dear lord.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that sounds like a
It's
Gundam movie.
it's not. It's literally that the moon is hollow and it's run by an alien AI because we found out that humans are a long a long expanding race that was almost wiped out, but the alien failed to kill the humans on Earth. We forgot that we were a spacefaring race, and now the alien AI is trying to crash the moon into planet Earth.
Oh, it sounded more interesting than what we just watched.
He also did Independence Day Resurgence, which I feel bad because it actually kind of makes Independence Day look bad, and that's actually probably a decent popcorn flick.
Yeah, I don't really know
So
that many people that hate Independence Day. Like,
no,
I don't really hear people say that it's like their favorite movie, but it's at least
yeah,
considered okay to good.
yeah,
it's an all right mid movie to listen to, etc.
mhm.
The movie doesn't make you hate that it exists.
Right. So my turn now.
Yeah, your favorite scene then.
I kind of already mentioned it, but I'll throw it again. basically the first time Godzilla comes to New York or arrives to New York. First, you just see the giant spike fins in the water as it slowly rises and chases the poor old man Fisher out in the bay, and then you don't get a good look at it, but it rises out and then begins its rampage through the streets. The good physical effect with it grabbing the truck with his teeth, and then of course going through the sky through all the skyscrapers, and then Victor tried to chase it to get footage of it before almost becoming toe jam. And as you put it, good thing he was wearing the brown pants.
Yeah, he was making a lot of faces that make you go, "Oh, he fucking pissed himself," if not also shit himself.
Yeah, but that's also the start of why I said Victor was my favorite character.
Like, I mean,
Also,
here's the funny thing is though is like I'd honestly say almost every character in this that isn't Matthew Broderick's character or Audrey are actually decent characters. But the problem
right.
is they're the focus of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones that the movie focuses on are the worst, actually. So it's just like, God dang it.
Like everybody else is written at least semi-competently, except for maybe Audrey's boss. He's also like fucking
An
stupid.
a-hole clown, but he also gets his.
Granted, he's one that was supposed to be like an a-hole clown that's stupid. You were supposed to hate him. The movie unintentionally made us hate Matthew Broderick and her because their just characters were fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Also, looking at gifts from 20,000 Leagues, I totally want to buy this movie again. I need to have a price check on these guys.
The
Anywho.
only thing this movie made me want to do is it made me want to watch 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and War of the Gargantuas. That's the positive out of this movie.
I have gargantuas. And right now,
Well,
it's making me think about pricing 20,000 Leagues. So,
when we do a lineup of good kaiju movies to watch, we'll have to do those.
oh, I have quite the lineup of those. Ever heard of Daimajin?
I don't think so.
Made by the same company that made the Gamera movies, but they threw some time and budget into them, and yet somehow made 3 of them in 2 years. Anywho, I think that's about covers it. So thank you all for joining, and back to the show.
Sayonara.
Hallelujah.